Okay, so here we are today. I've been requested to make two challenge coin holders, one in walnut, the other in maple. The maple is going to be reusing a few pieces of previous cutoffs. Already have the walnut glued up. I'm going to arrange the maple pattern just a bit differently, just to see if we can't make that work out a little bit better. Overall, we need this to be 14 inches wide, which plenty of room there. 7 inches, excuse me, I said wide, I mean long. 14 inches long by 7 inches wide, and we've got plenty of room. Looks like. All right. Let me grab the glue, we'll get this glued up. All right, now we've got the glue and our clamps out, and we're ready to proceed with gluing this thing up. Go ahead and rotate these over. This isn't going to be for any kind of outdoor use, so I'm going to use the wrong glue. I got the right glue this time. It's not going to be for any kind of outdoor use. I'm going to use Type Bond 2. Get a little bit better set time. These should be glued up and ready to come out of their clamps now. Go ahead and get it cut down to proper length here of 14 inches. All right, let's move over to the table saw. Line our mark up with the cross-cut sled. Okay, looks good. All right, now that the boards have been cut down to the proper length, I know I've been saying width, but I do mean length, run them through the planer just to try to even out any of the surface, plus it'll knock off any of this excess glue, squeeze out. So let's take care of that. Now that the table saw's leveled out the surface, I'm going to take orbital sander with 220 grit, go over it. As a side note, carpet pad makes for a great surface to sand on. It doesn't hardly move compared to being just on a surface and having to chase your wood all over the place. Anyway, fast forward through this part just to save everybody the hassle of having to watch. Nobody likes to watch the sand. Alright, now technically these are going to be challenge coin holders. So the only thing that's going to be seen is the surface of each one. They will set at a 30-degree incline, which I'll cut the legs for those here in just a moment. Now what I need to do is lay out the grooves that the challenge coins will rest in. Each board will get 6 grooves. So let's go ahead and get that laid out. All right, now we're ready to cut the grooves in the challenge coin holders. It works out good. Part of the design, 7 inches wide, there's 6 grooves. It basically puts the grooves at 1 inch apart a piece. Now, just so happens I have a piece of scrap plywood. Looks like it's 6 layers thick. I always like to do a test cut piece for the depth, and this is an easy one here. Trying to make sure the camera can see it. You can see each one of the layers coming through there. So if I set the saw depth to only go to that 3rd layer, obviously now we're right at the halfway point. And as you can see from the cut, bring it into view here, we cut through 3 plies of the 6 total plies. So we're at the halfway point. Now, if you're batching these out, this is the easiest way to go about it. I have 2 boards today, so what I'll do is I'll cut 1 groove in one board and then the next groove in the next board, and then adjust the fence only 6 times as opposed to 12 times. Also, the width of the blade is 1/8. That's not quite thick enough for the coins in my experience. So set up this little shim that I'll rest against the ripped fence. So I'll make my initial cut, put the shim back in, and cut again. That way you're running the piece across twice, giving you the exact width you need to fit in most challenge coins. All right, so let's get started by measuring out 1 inch. All right, there we have it. Lock it down, double check it. All right. We'll start with the walnut. I like to go slow, but with walnut you can't go too slow. It burns very easily. So here we go. All right, so there we have it. Continue that process to cut the 5 remaining grooves in each board. And I'll skip you the boredom of having to sit here and watch that. All right, 12 passes later, and this is what we end up with. Got the walnut, got the maple. Next step, I'm going to cut the legs that'll fit on here, which would be actually just a triangular piece that'll fit right here. Going to actually stop right now and go laser engrave my company logo on the back of these before putting the legs on. The client that's requested these does not want the maple sealed, wants it natural finish, and then we're just going to lacquer finish the walnut. So let's go back over into my workshop and we'll set up the laser. Alright, so I've got the laser set up and ready. Line the board to the angle there. I've already got everything set up, ready to go, so let me start. For the legs, I made this template when I made my first challenge coin holder. And essentially what's going to happen is that'll be the leg, and stand will sit on it like that. There you go. So, now what I need to do is trace this pattern out on this piece of maple. So now once I cut this, I'll end up with both legs that I need. Go over to my cross-cut sled, line it up, and we'll get her cut. All right, I've gone ahead and trimmed it down to where once I get this cut, I'll have 2 equal legs. All right, and so got it anchored down. Another shout out to Drew Fisher from Fisher's Workshop. This is his crosscut sled design. Big fan. This thing's been a lifesaver to me. I don't know how many times. Here we go. Now we've got the legs cut. Glue these on each side. Same process on the other side. And I just did that wrong. Up here. Went a little bit crazy with the glue on this leg.